the majority of cobs and, shall we say, I don't know whether that's right to call them that, but everyday horses, not horses specifically bred to compete, not the sort of typical sport horse. They're not like him anymore, and it's so refreshing to be reminded of what horses used to be, and try and stay on your feet. It's just a bird, but you see, he really doesn't do anything. Those sort of shies are not the shies of huge, real fear, of that we can get so much of today. Now, okay, well, we can have a little trot if you want one. And just rise. Boy. I like to stroke his neck, and he doesn't think it means go faster. There. Well, here's some things. We got some roadwork signs. And just cross over, because it can be a bit challenging to do this, because there's like an end in sight. There's like a dead end here where the bus stop is. Good boy. Oh yes, what a good boy you are. He says, oh, it's not challenging for me. He likes the rowan tree. Right. That's it, good boy. Now we're coming past this sign here. Oh yes, we are. Past the... I can't think what that plant's called. No, good boy. Over here, there's a ladder being used behind that, and it's clinking. But as I say, he doesn't normally mind things behind him. Whoa, because I want to take this out. It's hard enough for you to manage without having grass in your mouth. Now, his first introduction to plastic was on the course, the Connect with Your Horse course, I think, or it might have been the foundation course. I can't recall whether we used plastic. So, but I'm glad we did, because here's a brilliant chance to go past some plastic. It's covering these. It's not billowing too much today, but often it does billow. And he really doesn't mind. Gosh, this is narrow. Boy. Now, that, being able to do this within a few weeks is amazing, and just shows what this little horse is, because this would normally take me a long time to go past that kind of stuff in that kind of narrow way with, that plastic is billowing. And it's really good, just as the result of doing, working with the attendees on the course with plastic. It's fantastic. Now, that is so good. You are so clever. Yes, you are. You're so clever. Does he understand? Of course course he does. He's very clever. Now I'm just going to do a couple of little circles. This little horse is really athletic. But he doesn't know it. Because as I say, he hasn't got the self-esteem, and so he doesn't know how athletic he is. Now I'm just giving him, I'm asking for a bend, and he's coming round on his own, because bending was something that he's never done in his life, and had no corners to his mouth, and no concept of bending. But that's getting a lot better now. You've got a fly. Right, let's just do a little circle here. We're sort of almost able to trot a little circle on here, which again is due to, because he's not well schooled, but he is able to do this little trot on these little circles, and often that takes quite a long time before they're able to do it. I'm just going to swap the stick over. Now just bring him round here. It's just so nicely balanced. Good boy. Very good boy. As soon as he stops, I reward him by removing the pressure of the reins. Boy, I'm walking on. Very good. Yeah, so he's a very trusting little fellow. Is there a lot to do? Well, yes, there is a lot to do, but there's nothing major to overcome. There's no real anxiety there, and he just really wants to work with the rider, which is just, well, it's beyond rewarding, because they all want to work with the rider once they really understand, but often you have to prove yourself. You have to prove yourself for far longer than it's taking me to prove to him. Hello. Yes, holding himself in balance in this little trot, and that's fine in this sort of little joglet. It's not a jog, and it's not a proper trot, but he's holding himself in balance. And then he puts his head down, and I'm just simply delighted. Mozart is a very similar little horse in many ways to this fellow, but there is something about this little Hugo that's just really different, and he's captured the hearts of everyone who's come in contact with him, including Jane, who does the Reiki grooming. Gave him his first session yesterday. She's been on holiday, so yesterday was the first day, and Hugo absolutely loved it. And of course she picked up straight away on his neck, so she's working a lot on that area, and he was all but falling asleep, to the point where his front leg on the side that she was working was really trembling and nearly collapsing. So again, it's unusual, because she didn't know him and he didn't know her, and he's never had anything like that in his life, but he just absolutely lapped it up. So be having some more of that. And Jane just thought he was just such a wonderful little person to treat, and she said, I think I can learn a lot from him. I don't think she wanted to kind of reveal what that would be, but you do learn a lot from all the horses, obviously, but yeah, I thought it was just a really nice thing to say, and she was very taken with him. So he's just one of these that people warm to, that people relate to. That kind of character and openness. Boy. There, good boy. I'm walking on. Very good. Now there's I come down here for a couple of reasons. One of them is that I encourage them to stop before they step off the curb here. Whoa. And he's got that really well. And then we step off the curb onto here. Good boy, yes. And then whoa, and he stops. Now you would think, well, that is just, what's all that about? You know, why would you want to do that? And the answer to that is that so many horses cannot step off a curb facing the opposite, you know, to face the other side of the road and stop. They have to keep going, and the rider has to say whoa and use the reins. They can't just stop. But he's actually learnt that within a few moves, so yeah, he just learns really, really quickly, which is super. So when they can do that move, it shows that they're listening and that they're learning control over their body, and that their body doesn't control them. So have a little trot along here. Boy, able to go right forward on him and stroke his neck, and he doesn't think I mean go faster. And he's listening all the time for my little signals, and of course I'm supporting him all the time. And he's keeping this trot really steady. It's not that 100-mile-an-hour trot that we had the first few rides. It can start to speed up and things because he hasn't really got this like set into a rhythm kind of thing. So it's not going to take him too long, and he will. And then he wants to come back to walk, so that's fine. So he's low energy in that sense, you know. You don't have to ride him for hours to get any sense out of him. Good boy. And as I say, the rides are very gentle because there's a lot to do in the walk and just a simple trot. And he is still recovering from his cough. But the head is nicely down now. He's nice and relaxed. Of course, it might not stay there. It might come right up. But yeah, that's horses for you. If he sees something. And whoa.